Hello and welcome to the High Altitude Investing live stream. Today is the 14th of September, and I'm pretty hyped about today's live stream. So let's go ahead and make sure it's shared everywhere in the Discord and on Twitter so everybody can join in. Happy weekend, everybody. Hope you guys have been having a nice, profitable week. And yeah, should be a really good day, really good live stream. So here we go. Let's get going on this live stream. Let's talk a little bit about Bitcoin, talk a little bit about all these awesome crypto markets and the excitement that we're seeing in this space right now. Because man, Bitcoin is not, it doesn't care. It doesn't care what anybody says. It only cares about what the charts are saying. And look at that. Look at that nice, strong bounce off of the $53,000 level, taking us all the way back up to 60K per Bitcoin here. Now we pulled back a little bit overnight. We're at 59,914. But look at that. I mean, that's a pretty nice recovery off of those lows here on Bitcoin. So this is following our trading plan perfectly. We are really oversold here on the 3-day with the MACD. You can see how oversold we are. We really haven't been this oversold since 2022. Down here, when Bitcoin was clear down at 18,000 per coin. So it's been a minute since we were this oversold on Bitcoin, and we're still oversold even though the price is at 59,000. We haven't even really started to see the MACD cross over and start to go up here. And so even though Bitcoin is at 59K, we're still oversold. We're still heavily oversold. So that's looking really good here with Bitcoin. What's up, Heartway Farms? It's good to see you. Josh, it's always good to see you, man. I appreciate you tuning in today to the live stream. And yeah, it's going to be a great day. It's already looking good. I'm sure you've been watching Wrapped Dog start to take off here according to our trading plan. So that's looking really nice. And I think that we're going to see a breakout of that local resistance line on Wrapped Dog, which we'll probably talk about later on in the stream. So yeah, keep watching this big cup and handle on Bitcoin. We haven't been this oversold since 2022 when Bitcoin was worth $18,000, at least on the 3-day candlesticks here. So I do think we will continue to break bullish here. We have this big cup and handle pattern, one of the most bullish patterns in crypto and really in anything that you're trading. This pattern is super, super powerful. And also we have a bull flag pattern right here. So we have the flagpole coming up from the bottom at 16K, and then the actual flag itself, which is this downward pointing channel. So watch for us to break out of that bull flag. That bull flag coincides with the cup and handle. Wherever you have a cup and handle pattern, most of the time you're going to have a bull flag pattern as well, because in order for it to make the handle, you have to have a big flagpole and a downward pointing channel. So a lot of times you get a bull flag and a cup and handle coinciding, they meet together at the same point. It's like how there's inverse head and shoulders patterns at the bottom of markets. At the bottom of wave C, there's often an inverse head and shoulders pattern because when the market goes from an ABC wave into a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave, it creates that inverse head and shoulders structure in the market. It's just, it's part of the Elliott wave structure. Here, I'll explain it with the actual Elliott waves. So you often get a bull flag associated with a cup and handle, but also when you get a ABC correction down, a lot of times that one wave goes all the way back up like that and makes an inverse head and shoulders. So a lot of times trading patterns, if you have an ABC and you're starting a Elliott wave sequence afterwards, you're going to get some type of a trading pattern, and most of the time it's an inverse head and shoulders because of the structure of Elliott waves, right? It's just part of the market geometry. So that's also true for the cup and handle and the bull flag. When you have a big cup and there's a handle, it pretty much always has a bull flag inside of it too because of the market geometry. So that's something you'll notice a lot with trading patterns is you'll find patterns inside of patterns, and that's just because the market geometry is the same when you're making these types of reversals, these types of continuation patterns. You're finding the same geometry, so you're finding the same patterns layered on top of each other over and over again. Can you look at Telcoin? Yeah, we can look at Telcoin. Absolutely. So Telcoin is still in a falling wedge here. You can see we have this wedge I drew earlier. We also have this lower trending support line that we came down and tested. So we tested 1, 2, 3 times. So you can see from a market cycle perspective here on Telcoin, you've had this huge parabolic run up back in 2021 that took us all the way up to 6 cents. Then you have our big corrective wave structure on the way down, which is an ABC correction down. You can see we have wave A, wave B, and wave C all the way coming down here. And there's consistent volume. You can see Telcoin on KuCoin, among other places, has consistently been accumulated. There's consistent volume throughout this whole cycle. So you can tell that people are continuously accumulating this coin. And what we're watching now for Telcoin is for us to break out of that falling wedge on the smaller time frame here. Because as we break out of that falling wedge, we're really going to confirm that we're headed into a new market cycle. So I'm really bullish on Telcoin. I'll show you exactly what this looks like here. The market cycle chart. If we take and copy this image and paste it on here, you'll notice that after the depression phase of a market cycle, which is where the C wave is right here, this right here is the depression phase. On the chart, you can see right here, the market cycle chart, this is depression, and that also coincides with right here on Telcoin. So after you get that depression phase where everybody panic sells, the market bounces back up into disbelief, and that's what happened right here. And that's where everybody says, oh, that's a sucker's rally, it's not going to go anywhere, it's not going to do anything. And most of the time, the market comes back down for a double bottom pattern, and that is the disbelief phase. That's where people say, this is not going to go for another cycle. That's where people say, you know, this is time to sell. This isn't going to go for another cycle. And what ends up happening is you actually get a reversal out from that point where the market bottoms out and starts to turn around because you're starting a new cycle, and people are only in disbelief because, you know, they're skeptical. They don't think the market's going to turn around. And that skepticism is exactly what the big players, they don't care. They're buying it because they know it's dirt cheap, and they don't care that people are in disbelief that a new cycle's starting. So they're picking it up really cheap here at 0.001 cents, knowing that the market is going to turn around and start to head up, knowing that the disbelief phase leads to a new cycle. The market cycle repeats over and over again. And you can see it in the chart. I mean, look at that. You have this huge parabolic run up, you come down for depression, you bounce back up again, and then you come back down, and this is the disbelief phase of Telcoin. So people are going to be very skeptical, they're going to be in disbelief, they're going to be panic selling down here. And, you know, when I say that, I'm talking about average people, people that don't know what they're doing, because the big players and the big whales, they know what they're doing, and they don't care that it's in disbelief. because they've seen these cycles over and over again, and they know that Telcoin is just doing a standard crypto market cycle. I mean, look at this. Here's Ethereum on the right, here's Telcoin on the left, and people will always say, no, this time is different. You know, oh, this time is different. It's not going to do that. This time is different. Right? That's what people say. But it's not. It's not any different than any other time ever. This time is exactly the same as every other cycle ever. So, you know, people can think what they want to think, but this is exactly the same as buying Ethereum in 2020 when people were panic selling, and it was after a big ABC correction, and they didn't think the market was going to go up. They thought, oh, this thing is done for. You know, Ethereum's never going to do anything. But what did Ethereum do? It blew people away. It broke out of the disbelief phase right here and skyrocketed. So this is exactly where Telcoin is right now. We're in disbelief of the market cycle. That's why your average person is freaking out and they don't know what's happening and they're scared, where the professionals are just picking it up and they don't even care what people think. Because they know that we're getting ready for a big parabolic run up in Telcoin. So that's my analysis on Telcoin for you. Hopefully that's helpful, my friend. Would love to hear to go into now for shorter term plays. Okay, Josh, to be honest with you, I wouldn't tell people to buy 3 coins. I would tell somebody to go all in on Wrapped Dog. So if someone came to me and said, hey, Dallin, what should I put money in for the short term? I would say, and they said, what 3 coins? I would tell them, just buy all Wrapped Dog. That's what I'd tell them. So, let's see here. What's up, Iron Mike? It's good to see you. Bom dia, as they say in Brazil. Good morning. Can you look at the Velo market? Yeah, I'd love to look at Velo, my friend. So this is one I've been talking about for a minute on this channel. I've posted quite a few videos about it and talked a little bit about what's going on with Velo. One of the things I mentioned is when Velo came back down to this support level, a lot of times when you break out of a double bottom pattern, this is super common in markets. It's called a breakout retest. So wherever you break out of either a downward trending line or a horizontal resistance line, about 50% of the time the market comes back down and retests that level. So when you get a breakout retest, it's actually an opportunity to buy. Although most people freak out when they sell support. So that's, you know, the market is designed in such a way that if you don't understand how the market works, it's going to squeeze you out at every single point that it possibly can. It's going to go lower and you're going to freak out and sell. It's going to go higher and you're going to FOMO buy. The market is designed that if you don't understand the market, it wrecks you over and over again. That's why we have shakeouts. That's why we have all these terms like liquidation events, because the market liquidates the people that are too greedy and too fearful, period. And because of that, they lose money over and over again. So what you can see here is when we broke above this resistance level here on Velo and went all the way up to 2 cents, we came back down and retested that level. Now, most people would have sold support right here. Most people would have panic sold Velo. Why? Because the market tricked everybody into FOMO buying right here and then tricked everybody into panic selling right here. But if you understand the market, you know that 50% of the time when you break above a resistance level, whether it be a downward trending resistance, right, where the market is trying to break above a downward trending line like this, 50% of the time it's going to retest that level before it goes higher. Or whether you break above a horizontal level, 50% of the time it's going to retest that support level before it goes higher. So that's exactly what happened here with Velo. We have a breakout retest of this big Adam and Eve double bottom pattern, and I'm bullish. This is the beginning of a new uptrend here for Velo. You can see all this volume down here. That volume is a strong sign that Velo is going to continue to turn around here, that this is heavily accumulated and bought up like crazy down here by the big players because they know it's stupid undervalued, and it's starting to reverse and starting to go back up the other direction. Right? You can see this chart right here. It starts out with a downtrend. Then you have your double bottom pattern, and you break out above the neckline of the double bottom, which is this green box I have. Because support and resistance is a zone, you guys. So if you're worshiping like a single level and then the market breaks slightly below that level and then you panic sell everything because it broke the trend line, you're probably going to get wrecked because it's probably a false breakdown because support and resistance is a zone. You got to give a little bit of room for the market. So that's why I use boxes instead of just pure horizontal lines most of the time, because I like to give the market a little bit of room, you know, to have that zone of support and resistance. So yeah, we come back down, we test the neckline, and we're breaking back up. You can see this is where the uptrend starts after the double bottom pattern. And in this case, it's an Adam and Eve double bottom. You can see that by how triangular the left bottom is and how rounded the right bottom is. So that's kind of the way that you think about support and resistance. You have to think about support and resistance in terms of a zone. And then whenever you break out of support and resistance, whether it be downward trending, upward trending, or horizontal, watch for a retest of that level before it goes higher because it's going to happen a good portion of the time. So yeah, I do think we will continue to break bullish here on Velo. I think we're going to break right up through this resistance level. That's not to say we won't have little pullbacks along the way up, but I think we will have no problem breaking back up above this 2.8 cent level here with Velo. So, you know, we can have little pullbacks like that, but for the most part, I think we're going to pretty much straight shot right up through that 0.28 cent level. So yeah, that's my view on Velo. The dog, wrapped dog, let's go. Yep, that's exactly right, my friend. Let's see. AVAX. What's up, Stoic Pioneers? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, let's talk about AVAX. Absolutely. So AVAX is one I actually drew TA on just the other day. So we have this falling wedge kind of structure here on AVAX, and you can see we actually started to break out of that wedge on the smaller time frame. Starting to see some early signs of a breakout here. You can see the market is double bottoming here, and we broke out. Hey, look at this. This is just what I was talking about. So we have this downward trending line of resistance, and we broke above that line, and look what happened. It came down and tested it as support. That's exactly what I was just teaching. So this is a great example of that. We break above the resistance line, it comes back down and tests it as support. And now we're starting to reverse here and starting to see upside on AVAX. So I really like that. I like that setup a lot here with the falling wedge. And by the way, this is a perfect market cycle as well. You know, people don't give enough credit to the market cycle. A lot of times people just think, oh, well, yeah, that's a cool chart and everything, but does it actually work? Yes, it works. Why do you think it's called the Wall Street cheat sheet? Because Wall Street uses this thing all the time. Because human emotion never changes, and understanding human psychology and, you know, some basics about technical analysis like Elliott waves and and support and resistance will continually make you money. You know, it works. It doesn't work as perfectly with like certain markets, in the sense that if you just go buy like a pump and dump coin, like something that has no consistent demand or community, then yeah, it's not going to work very good. Like all those coins that are up like 44,000% on Deck Screener every day that just go straight vertical and they just go straight vertical and then they just go like this down forever. Yeah, you can't buy the dip on a chart like that, you know, on a total pump and dump. But on something like AVAX or Ethereum or Bitcoin or, Amazon.com or whatever you're trading that has real demand and like a real community, this market cycle chart's going to be the most helpful thing you ever learn in your entire trading career. Period. There's nothing that's going to make you more profitable than understanding this market cycle. Plain and simple. Don't overcomplicate it. Just understand human psychology and buy where people are fearful. Look, AVAX at one point was worth $146. People are scared to buy it at $25. They should have been scared to buy it up here at $146. But now they're scared to buy it down here. That's human psychology in a nutshell. If you guys want to get rich in these markets, understand market cycles. Period. So here we have our first sell-off that coincides with the disbelief phase, because there's actually two examples of market cycles that I use. This one right here, and they have a little bit of a different name for all of the same points in the cycle. The disbelief phase is also called the first sell-off on this version of the cycle, but it's called the disbelief phase on the Wall Street cheat sheet. So it's that first kind of sell-off that happens before the parabolic run. So yeah, there's this chart right here that I use, and then there's the Wall Street cheat sheet. It really doesn't matter which one you use. They just have different names for the same point in the cycle. Study these cycles, okay? So you have your first sell-off here with AVAX, then you get your parabolic run up. That leads to euphoria. And then you come back down and you have a bull trap right here. It's called complacency. And then you come down for anger right here. You can see that anger phase of the cycle right here. And then you go into depression. Depression is where everybody sells and they say stuff like, my retirement money is lost. How could I pay for all this new stuff? And they get really mad at themselves. And so that's the point where most people just can't handle it any longer and they sell everything. They're really down on themselves. That coincides with the depression phase right here. Then you start a new cycle, right? And when you start a new cycle, the market starts to break out again with strength and volume. Look at all that volume here on AVAX. And then the market pulls back a little bit because everybody says, oh, this is a sucker's rally. It's called the disbelief phase again. They're like, there's no way this is going to start a new cycle. Everybody that's buying crypto or whatever you're trading is dumb. Why would you ever buy that? Look, it's going to go down for another big bear market. That's what people think. But what actually happens is a new cycle starts. That's why people are in disbelief, because most people lose money in the market. So this is explaining the emotion of your average person that doesn't know what they're doing. These are the emotions that they go through, right? So they're going to sell right here in disbelief because they're in disbelief that a new cycle can start. When truly, it's actually the time that you need to be greedy is in depression and disbelief. Those are the two most profitable times in the whole cycle to pick up the market dirt cheap, in depression and in disbelief. So a lot of people, your average person thinks, oh, there's no way a new cycle is going to start. But if you want to make money in these markets, you got to see beyond the emotion that is natural for you to feel in the market. And the best way to do that is to bring awareness to your own emotions and watch the emotions of other people, gauge the sentiment, and look at the chart, because it's literally a pattern that appears on the chart over and over again. And then you can accurately determine, okay, crypto is in disbelief. A lot of altcoins are in disbelief, exactly like AVAX right now. So what does this mean for you as an AVAX investor? Well, that means that this phase right here, this disbelief phase, is right where a new cycle is going to start. AVAX has demand. Look at all that volume. If this thing doesn't start a new cycle, I will be extremely shocked. Okay, this is going to break out again. It's going to start a new cycle. It already started one. That's why we're in disbelief. The old cycle ends in depression, and then it starts disbelief all over again and goes into hope, optimism, thrill, euphoria over and over again. So long as there's demand, and there is demand for crypto, the demand for crypto is continually increasing every single day. So there absolutely is demand for crypto. And by the way, again, this is the same human psychology we've seen over and over again in the crypto markets. Ethereum over here on the right, AVAX over here on the left. Buying AVAX right now is just like buying Ethereum in the COVID drop right here. It's really no different from a human psychology market cycle perspective. It's at the same point in its cycle. So be ready for some big things coming in AVAX. Cool. Link. Yeah, I'd love to cover Link, my friend. I actually really like this coin a lot. And it's a good thing I've got the Ethereum chart up, because again, not to compare coins in the sense of what they do, but to compare coins in the sense of their market cycle, Chainlink is also a perfect example of everything I just taught you on AVAX. And Ethereum is a perfect example of what happens when a new cycle starts. So you can see on the left, here's what a market cycle looks like before it pumps, and over here on the right, here's what a market cycle looks like as it starts to break out into the new cycle here on Ethereum. So we have an ABC correction down here, ABC, just like what happened on Ethereum. And then again, just like on AVAX, how we're in that disbelief phase, Chainlink is in a disbelief phase right now. This thing has real demand. Look at the volume on this thing. If that's not steady accumulation by big players, I don't know what is. Okay? There's people that are picking up Chainlink continuously. So yes, human emotion repeats across all markets and all time frames, whether you're trading silver, gold, Chainlink, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Forex, whatever you're doing with your money, whatever market you're trading, you're going to find the same patterns, self-similar across all markets and all time frames. Because human emotion repeats over and over again. People get too excited, they get too fearful. That creates geometry that appears as geometry on the charts, and that geometry can easily be understood once you know what it looks like. And it looks like a market cycle. And of course, every market cycle isn't exactly the same, but there's enough similarity between them that you know what's happening. There's microscopic differences and subtle differences between the two charts, but if you know to buy when other people are fearful, like right now, and to sell when other people are greedy, like times like that, then you're good. Don't overcomplicate it. Keep it simple. Focus on the cycle. and you're going to be good. You're going to be set to go. So do I think Chainlink will break out in a new cycle here? Yes, I do. So that's my view on Chainlink. Let's see here. By the way, thank you guys all for tuning in. We got a lot of people tuning in right now. I appreciate you. Thankful for all the viewers today. It's a good day to be a crypto investor. And it's only getting started, so all right. Can you do analysis on CRV? Yeah, I'd love to do analysis on CRV, actually. Let's take this, isolate the single chart. Okay, so do you see how this thing has capitulated? So when you don't have a full cycle, like when you don't have, like on AVAX, it was really easy to see the first sell-off, the run-up, the bull trap, coming down to depression, and then coming out into disbelief. It was really easy to see the cycle, but sometimes you don't have all that historical data. Sometimes coins get created late in a market cycle or early in a market cycle, or they get added to an exchange late in a bigger crypto cycle. And so you don't get all of that historical data. You just get this little piece of it, but you can still see the cycle. I mean, this was clearly euphoria up here. And this is clearly anger right here. And this is clearly depression down here. I mean, look at the market cycle Wall Street cheat sheet. If you look at that chart, euphoria, anger, depression, and then you copy this chart and you paste it onto CRV here, the amount of coins that are undervalued in the crypto space right now is astronomical, you guys. There are so many good coins that are super, super undervalued that people are panic selling. They're down on themselves for buying when really they should be picking up more or holding and doing their best to just keep a good outlook on the market, because the market will recover. I mean, look at this thing. This is clearly in the depression phase of the cycle. Here's euphoria, here's anger, and here's depression. That's exactly where CRV is right now, in the depression phase. So I do think we will break bullish out, and the people that hold will no longer be depressed. They're going to be having a good day. They're going to be happy as can be as CRV breaks bullish out of that lower oversold phase. And by the way, that point in the cycle is the maximum point of financial opportunity. Look at this. The simplified market cycle chart up in the top right of the Wall Street cheat sheet is sometimes even easier to understand, because that point of maximum contraction, where the market's pulled all the way down, is also the point of maximum financial opportunity. This is the way you got to train yourself to look at the market. This is how professionals look at the market. They buy blood in the streets. They don't care about what the media is saying. They don't care about what the news is saying about how it's the worst time ever to buy crypto or how it's the best time ever to buy crypto, because they know most of the time the news is bearish down here and bullish up here. And so they just look at the charts. The charts never lie. And where there's blood in the streets, they buy. Like right now on CRV. We're in the depression phase of the cycle, getting ready to start a new cycle that's going to be super, super profitable and lucrative for those people that are willing to buy other people's fear. It's as simple as that. So that's my view on CRV. I do expect a reversal here very soon. Look at all that volume. That's capitulation volume. That's retail panic selling and institutions buying their fear. That's what that is. Look at all that. That's super bullish. So Okay. Hopefully that was helpful, Aaron. Do you have to go for learning how to trade? I've done a couple of programs. I always want to learn more. You don't have to. It did take me 8 years to learn this stuff. I read books, I took courses online. Like, I made tons of mistakes. I also made a lot of money along the way. Like, it was a really kind of a gnarly process to learn all this stuff. I'm super glad that I did, but you can learn from somebody that already has the knowledge and cut that process down significantly to where you learn it a lot faster, which is why I tell people, hey, join my lifetime VIP, check it out. You can learn a lot faster, see the signals I'm taking when I'm taking them, and follow along with me and cut that learning time down significantly. But yeah, I had to do it the hard way. Well, I didn't have to. I probably could have done it even smarter than I did. But yeah, it definitely takes time to learn it. And any good thing in life takes time to learn. I started learning how to play the guitar when I was 13 or maybe 11, I forget, somewhere around there. And that meant practicing every day, sometimes like an hour a day. So it took dedication and time to learn. And it took full commitment and me deciding this is what I want to do. Then I got good at the guitar because I kept practicing and I had a love for it. And I found that love drove me to continue to learn and to practice. And now I play guitar all the time and I love guitar. Same is true for my trading, and same is true for pretty much anything that's worth having in life. You got to put some effort in, but you can cut down that process significantly by going to people that have already made all the mistakes, that have already learned all the hard stuff, and they can just show you their strategy, and you're going to cut down the amount of time that it takes to learn a lot faster to where you can learn really quickly. So that'd be what I have to say. I did skip your question because you asked me like 6 coins at once and I didn't know which one to pick. um, and I apologize because I don't know how to pronounce your name either. Ivan, Ivan, Ivan. I don't know how to pronounce the rest of it, my friend. If you pick one coin for me to do TA on, I will. But when I see a message with like a lot of them, a lot of times I won't do TA. So, but yeah, I'll do Joe for you. I see you posted Joe. Just because sometimes it's like I'm like, whoa, which one do I pick? So yeah. Okay, again, this is looking really good here. We have a broadening wedge pattern. So this is called a broadening wedge. You can see we have support and resistance is in a broadening range over time here. And we're at the bottom of that wedge. So that's definitely a place where you don't want to sell. It would not be wise to sell here because every time we've tested this level, you can see price has rallied significantly. So this is actually a really good buy zone here for Joe. And with Bitcoin starting to pick up and with a lot of strength coming in the markets, like a lot of strength showing in altcoins, a lot of strength coming back into the market right now, I do think we will see a lot of money coming into the crypto space as a whole. And because of that, I think we will have another strong reaction off of this support level, as we've seen historically 1-2 times already, and probably start to head up towards the resistance of this broadening triangle again, this broadening wedge. So watch for us to head up towards that level. Watch for us to hit that level. There's probably going to be some resistance there, but I'd watch for something like that. This is a very common bottoming structure in the market to see this kind of a broadening triangle. And it's also a very common bullish continuation pattern. A lot of times in an uptrend, you'll see the market go up like this. Then it will make a pattern like this. And then it goes like that. So this broadening kind of triangle shape is actually a very, very common structure in markets. And that's what we see here with Joe. So I would not be at all surprised to see us head right up towards this level at about $1.39. This could get another dollar in market cap. by January or February of 2025. And by the way, the end of the year historically has been super bullish for crypto. The beginning of years and the end of years, especially right before tax season, because during tax season, a lot of times people do take profits. But like October, November, all those latter months, those last few months of the year, like the 10th, the 11th, and the 12th month, a lot of times those do really good. And January and even February, and sometimes a little bit into April, you'll get a lot of bullishness in the market. So I do think we will see potentially that same thing towards the end of the year this year for crypto. So watch for that. Watch for a bullish end of the year. Will you play Here Comes the Moon before the end of the live stream? Yes, I will. Absolutely, Thomas. Oh, man. What's up? It's good to see you, my friend. Tiger King. I think that's how you say your name. I've always wondered exactly how to pronounce your username. So what's up, my friend? It's good to see you. What if BTC breaks 54K? Well, what if, dude? I'm bullish, take my analysis or leave it, but I'm bullish. So XRP, yeah, that's actually a good one. So XRP, look at that. Let's take that circle off here. XRP has, I don't know if you guys watched my latest video about XRP, but XRP has a tendency to do falling wedge patterns. So as you can see here, we do have a falling wedge here on XRP. We broke bullish out of this wedge right here. And just like I was talking about earlier in the stream, when you break a resistance level, oftentimes you get a breakout retest. So whether it's a downward pointing resistance like this, where you break out and retest that level, or whether it's a horizontal level where you break above and then retest that level and go higher, about 50% of the time when you break out of a resistance level, whether it's downward trending or horizontal, you're going to retest that level. So that is what we have here with XRP. We broke bullish out of that downward trending level, and we retested that level as support, and now we're starting to turn around. So I really like that setup here with XRP. In the short term, that's very bullish here in the short term. Now, this thing isn't going to pump overnight, but I do think the beginning of a bull market is starting on XRP. And by the way, XRP, again, we were talking about fractal analysis. Again, charts never lie. People look at all the wrong stuff. People look at all the wrong stuff. They don't know what they're doing. They look at all the wrong things. They panic sell bottoms. They panic buy tops, FOMO buy, and they just make all these mistakes over and over again. Why? Because they don't look at the thing that actually matters, which is the chart. If they could understand the chart and they could understand the human psychology, they wouldn't get caught up in the human psychology or the chart, because they would have awareness of what's going on in the market. And you can see here that XRP is a fractal of itself. XRP on the right and XRP on the left. XRP is a fractal of itself. So this is what you need to know about XRP, that it did the same thing already once before. I started trading, I bought my first Bitcoin in 2015. I started trading altcoins in 2016 pretty consistently, and then I went all in with all of my time on my YouTube channel and everything in my entire life in 2017 into crypto, right before it just completely skyrocketed. I made just shy of $1 million by the time I was 21 years old in a single year. Why? Because I knew that this was going to happen. I didn't know all the stuff that I know now, but I knew this was going to happen in the markets. And I watched XRP all through this whole period. I watched it on Poloniex when nobody cared about it. When everybody used to hang out on the troll box on Poloniex in 2017 and 2016. And so I've seen these patterns before, and I know what they look like, and it's ingrained in my mind, and you can learn how to do this too. You can learn how to spot these fractals, the human psychology, and you can learn how to identify that point in the cycle where people have given up. Because there's two ways that people give up on the market. They either give up based on price going down, or they give up based on it taking too long to take off. And usually it's a combination of both, and you can see that's what's happened here with XRP. Not only did price go down from that $3.28 level, just like it went down from this 6-cent level up here, but it also went sideways for a painfully long time. And so wherever there's pain in the market, people can't handle it. Wherever there's pain, there's people making bad decisions. And in this case, the pain in the market was time and price. Look how long. Not only did XRP make the same pattern that it's historically made, but also XRP took twice as long. This one took 1, 2, 3, 4 years. This one took 8 years. It's twice as big as the last one, as its first accumulation cycle before its first big bull market. Now there's rumor about an ETF getting approved for XRP. There's rumor about, well, first of all, Grayscale. The Grayscale XRP Trust is something that's being talked about, and if that goes through, then that leads the way for an XRP ETF. So you're talking about a lot of money coming into XRP very quickly. So with that being said, it's going to do a repeat of that same old accumulation cycle that's already done, because human emotion never changes. Markets are fractal in nature, just like the entire universe is fractal in nature, the macrocosm and the microcosm. And once you understand that, you can understand markets too. And it's not like it plays out perfectly every time. There's going to be subtle differences. And sometimes you'll find a fractal that just doesn't play out. It's true. But a lot of times you just have to readjust your analysis, think about it, look at it in a different way, and you're going to find what's actually going on. So that's my view on XRP. I do think we will have a very vertical move here as we go full force into the bull market that we're headed into with crypto, because that's what crypto started. Crypto is in a bull market. Okay? Did you see how strong Bitcoin came off of those lows at 16,000? Bitcoin is showing you what this bull market is made out of. And no, we just barely broke up above the old all-time high. You guys think it's just going to start a bear market now? No. We're still pretty early in this new bull market. So as we go full force into this new bull market, which is the mass adoption phase for cryptocurrency, do you really think XRP is just going to go sideways and down forever? No. It's been being accumulated by big whales, just like Bitcoin, just like Ethereum, just like Solana. And by the way, when I talk about this, I know everybody has cult-like communities and all of these coins. So when I talk positively about XRP and when I talk positively about Bitcoin in the same sentence, I get people want to just get really mad at me. But I'm telling you, stop being a cult follower and start looking at the charts. Who cares what people say about what coin is better than another coin? Start diversifying your portfolio, not to where you have 1 billion different coins, but buy top cryptos, because when the bull market comes, they all follow each other every single time. every time. So stop trying to pin one coin against another coin and start trying to set up your portfolio correctly so you can print money as we go into this bull market and start just completely blowing everybody away because everybody's skeptical and cynical and they don't understand what's about to happen. So, watch for this big cup and handle pattern on Bitcoin because it's going to be massive. And I'm telling you right now, XRP, Ethereum, Solana, those coins are not going to get left behind. In fact, altcoins have a tendency to outperform. Not a tendency, it's just an actual fact. The altcoins outperform Bitcoin in every single cycle once the cycle starts full force. At the beginning of the cycle, Bitcoin always outperforms altcoins, but as the Bitcoin market really starts to take off, and as the market cycle starts to go into full force, every single time altcoins outperform Bitcoin. Every single time. This is just the truth. Take it or leave it, but this is how the markets work. This is the reality of the way the crypto markets work. You can go all in on Bitcoin right now and be a Bitcoin maxi if you want, but when altcoins start outperforming Bitcoin, don't come to me and tell me that I said that it was going to be that way, because it's not. Altcoins always outperform Bitcoin every cycle. Bitcoin outperforms at the beginning of the cycle, and it retains value better during bear markets. But when the market goes into a full force bull market, altcoins always outperform Bitcoin every single cycle. That's just how it is. Okay, so that's my view on XRP. GRT, yeah, we'll do GRT. Absolutely. Let's see here. Hey, bro, can you do true fi now? Let's start with GRT. GRT. By the way, you guys, happy weekend, happy Saturday. Hope you guys are having a good week and a good day. So it looks like the last time I did analysis on this, I was doing a deep Elliott wave count. In other words, like a very detailed Elliott wave count. And you can see here that really this is also a perfect example of a market cycle. You have your euphoria, your big correction. You come down here to about, let's see, what is this? 0.6 cents. That would be depression, and we break out into disbelief. And you can also see here that I have an ABC wave down, and you can see these little subwaves right here. That's because I was drawing the subwaves in between wave 0 and wave A. And then you can also see this little subwave cycle that I drew here, where there's a microscopic Elliott wave cycle right here. We'll just move the C wave down a little bit, where you have 5 waves up and an ABC down. So what we would watch for here with GRT is for us to basically break bullish now, because we completed a mini Elliott wave cycle, but also because we completed a big picture ABC down. So you can see this bigger picture ABC, A, B, and C. That is bullish. The zigzag correction is one of the most profitable trading patterns. It has an over 76%, I believe it's over 70% for sure, probability of playing out. That's what an ABC zigzag looks like. That's what happened here on GRT, A, B, and C. That has a 70% chance of starting an Elliott wave impulse afterwards. And with Bitcoin being bullish and all of those other things being bullish, the crypto markets, mass adoption happening, you could probably say it has an even higher probability based on all of those other things stacked on top. So we do have an ABC correction down, and what we're doing here is we can see wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5, and those little Elliott waves that I have drawn would be the subwaves, or the waves inside of waves, for this new impulse that's starting. So that's what I'd be expecting here with GRT, is for us to break bullish here and start to head up toward $1.50. Most of the time when you bottom out after a big ABC correction like this, see this big ABC right here, you often go up to wave B. That has a tendency, when the new Elliott wave impulse starts, often you go up to this wave B, which is about $1.34 here for GRT, and we're worth 14 cents. So this thing could 10x. Is that right? Let's see if that's right. I think that's the right math. Let me see if my maths are right. Okay, about 825%. So 8x from current price out. So that's pretty dang good here for GRT. So I really like that setup in the near future. It could see 800% by mid-2025 from current price. So watch for a big reversal here. And by the way, just to simplify the Elliott wave so you guys can see, because I had those old ones drawn, ABC down. That means there's a high probability of a new Elliott wave impulse starting. Wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4. That fifth wave often goes right up to or right around that B wave over here. So it would look like something like that for GRT. Okay, the golden ratio is like the 160 cents alone. Yeah, so I'm assuming you're measuring from swing low to swing high. Wave 1, wave 2. Yeah, our golden ratio. Yeah, the 3618 is like $1.70. The 2618 is like $1.26. Wave 3 often stops at that 2618 level. So, all right, cool. Killing it, mate. Nice one, and thanks for your knowledge. Yeah, thanks, Doug. I appreciate you taking the time to tune in, man. True Fi Dow. Yeah, I'll do True Fi Dow. If I can find it. I'm assuming it's just called True Fi. Don't think I've ever done TA on this one before. This actually, okay, cool. So this is a great example of what I was talking about at the start of the stream, with double bottoms and support and resistance being a zone. So we do have a double bottom here. As you can see, we have a double bottom pattern. We broke bullish out of that double bottom. And what we want to do here is take our rectangle right here and go like this. Because support and resistance is a zone. So, you don't want to have to marry a single point, like a single line, because you got to give the market a little bit of room. And look at this. Look how cool this is. Let's see here. There we go. Where have we seen this before, you guys? Oh yeah, the start of our live stream. Look over here. We have Velo on the right, and we have True Fi on the left. So just to compare here, we do have a double bottom on both of these. They both broke out of the neckline and came back down and retested that neckline as support, which often, about half of the time, the market will retest the support level it breaks above, whether it's downward trending or whether it's horizontal. So in this case, this was a resistance level that we broke above, a support. It's actually called support and resistance. But yeah, we broke above the support and resistance level, and we retested it as support, and now we're starting to turn around just in the same way that Velo did. So this is a bullish structure in the market. And if you don't know, this is a lot like this Adam and Eve double bottom pattern that we're looking at on Velo. So that looks really good. I do think we'll head up towards 15 cents, 20 cents, and start to break out again above that resistance level as the market really bottoms out, just in the same way that Velo is. So hopefully that's helpful to you. Yeah, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate that. Okay. Bell coin. All right. Yeah, Bell's coin with an S. Yeah, let's see if we can do this. Bell's coin. I think I've tried to do this for you before. Bell's coin. Okay, it's on CoinX. I can do it for you. I didn't know where to look for it last time. I think you've asked me this before. I don't know. So yeah, this one's kind of a cup and handle structure. You can see there's continuous volume here, a lot of continuous volume, and we do have a bit of a cup and handle, but you know, it went higher than normal. So like a normal cup and handle will stop at the same point over here. And this one went kind of higher right up here, but it's only in a wick. You can see only the wick went higher. So you could still draw this as a cup and handle if you're ignoring that wick and just kind of view it like this. That's definitely a cup and handle structure, similar to what we're seeing on Bitcoin. Very similar kind of structure as Bitcoin. What I really like about this chart is the continuous volume. We'll compare it over here to Bitcoin so you can see what I mean. Bitcoin did a very similar thing actually with its big cup and handle pattern here. You can see that big cup and handle structure. It's very similar kind of structure here that we're seeing on Bell's coin. And the thing that I like most about this chart is the continuous volume and that it's probably really oversold. Yeah, it's super oversold on the daily. Let's see here. Super oversold on the 12-hour. Yeah, so I like the volume on this chart, and I like how oversold it is. And I like that kind of cup and handle vibe. Even though it's not a perfect cup and handle, it's the same kind of sentiment as one. It's the same kind of attitude as a cup and handle pattern. And so it still speaks towards that type of structure potentially playing out where we bottom out here. Again, I'm bullish on crypto. You're going to see a lot of money coming into a lot of different coins. And this looks pretty good. I like also this flag structure here. You can see we have a flag, a bullish flag pattern here on Bell's coin. So watch for some bottoming to occur here. If we take just this chart and isolate it on its own here and look at the Fibonacci ratio from swing low to swing high, then yeah, I bet it could bottom out here or even potentially go down to the 786 at 49 cents, but I bet it bottoms out sooner rather than later and finds support relatively soon here for Bell's coin. So yeah, it does look like it could bottom out here pretty soon. Watch for some type of a breakout. You know, we do have this flag structure, so watch for us to find support right here because we broke out and retested it, and watch for us to see some type of a bullish breakout either off the 786 or it could do it right now. You know, it doesn't have to go to the 786. But that is a common place for the market to test, is this 786 level on the Fibonacci. So yeah, that's my view on Bell's coin. Hey, thank you for that. I appreciate you sending that donation, man. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thoughts on Tezos? Yeah, we can do Tezos. But this is my last coin for the day because I'm already, let's see how long have I been streaming. I'm already an hour in and we still have one guitar song to play because I've been requested to play Here Comes the Moon on the guitar again. So, oh goodness. All right. So here again, market cycles, you know. Market cycles over and over again, right? They just play out over and over again. This is euphoria up here. This would be anger right here, and this is going to be depression right here. A lot of people, again, will be panic selling their Tezos down here. I don't see like a ton of volume, so what I would like to see in this chart is volume coming back into the market. because we don't really see a lot of capitulation volume down here, and maybe it's just because I'm on Bitfinex. Like, let's see if we can find Tezos on Binance and see what it looks like. Okay, there's a lot more volume here. Yeah, there's more volume here. So that does look better here on Binance. It's good to go across different exchanges to test your volume, to see what you're seeing in the chart, because a lot of times you won't find good volume on one exchange because people aren't buying it there. So you got to go to the top volume exchanges and see what you're finding. So yeah, this is the depression phase. So I do like how oversold we are. I do like how far we've came down from the peak. A lot of people are going to be scared. This is probably the point of maximum financial opportunity for Tezos. So I do think that picking it up down here at 64 cents is your highest potential for making a big profit. And also your risk to reward ratio is going to be really good, because up here when it was worth $9, super overvalued in the short term. Down here at 64 cents, it's going to be super undervalued in the short term. And when I talk short term, for me, I look at these charts on massive time frames. So when I say short term, sometimes if I'm zoomed in on the daily, I'm talking about like over the next few months. If I'm zoomed out like this on the 10-day, I'm more talking about like short term, we're undervalued over the next few years, which means we could start to come back up here and see a reversal here on Tezos and see some type of a big rounded bottom here on Tezos. So that would be my view for Tezos. So cool. Let's play Here Comes the Moon. If you guys don't know, I'm totally gonna get banned from ad revenue for doing this, because apparently my version of this song is too similar to the original version. So I'm totally gonna get banned for ad revenue for doing this, but I don't really care. It's just like $2 or something, so who cares? All right. Where is it? Here Comes the Moon. Here we go. This is my version of Here Comes the Sun, Crypto Edition. Here we go. Here comes the moon, do-do-do-do. Here comes the moon, and I say, it's alright. Little darling, it's been a long, cold crypto winter. Little darling, it feels like years since a bull market was here. Here comes the moon, do-do-do-do. Here comes the moon, and I say, it's alright. Little darling, the gains are returning to our portfolios. Little darling, it seems like years since I made 100x. Here comes the moon. Here comes the moon, and I say, it's alright. There you go. Here comes the moon. I promise it's coming, you guys. It's been a long wait, probably the biggest accumulation cycle we've ever seen on a lot of these charts. So when we break out, it's going to be crazy. So here comes the moon. This is the mass adoption phase. When things get mass adopted, the demand continually increases because infrastructure is being built, big companies are accepting it, they're adopting it, and because of that adoption, that mass adoption taking place, demand continually increases over time. That's why you get stuff like the internet stocks actually saw their biggest bull market after the internet bubble popped. Why? Because in 2003, when nobody wanted to buy internet stocks, they were all super undervalued, but mass adoption started, and that caused those stocks like Amazon, Apple, any company associated with the internet that was actually like a good company, those companies, those stocks just continually rose over time. They were being mass adopted by the people, by big companies, by big institutions, by everyday people. That's what's coming for crypto. So the demand is just going to continually increase. That's going to drive prices up continuously for who knows how long. So it's going to be a big bull market. It's going to be huge. That's why a lot of people are so skeptical, because try to convince people to buy the internet in 2003, buy stocks associated with the internet. In 2003, it would have been really hard. People thought the internet was a fad that had just come and gone. But smart people knew what was coming and what was happening, and that's the same thing with crypto. So, yeah. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Happy Saturday. Happy weekend, everybody. And stay profitable out there, okay? There you go, you guys. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed today's stream. Go watch the full thing if you tuned in later. It's available for everybody on my YouTube channel to watch after it's been live and everything, just recorded on there. So go watch it. If you missed some stuff, I talked about Bitcoin at the start and a lot of stuff about market cycles. So make sure you guys go check that out. If you didn't get to watch the whole stream, watch it later. There's a lot of stuff to learn. And yeah, again, I love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. What tokens do I hold? One of my biggest positions right now is Wrapped Dog. Yeah, Wrapped Dog. I know it sounds silly. Wrapped Dog is one of my biggest positions. The reason why is because I bought Frog before Frog went up 680%, and Wrapped Dog is the exact same setup. So you can purchase it with Solana. You just have to swap Solana on Phantom Wallet to buy Wrapped Dog. That thing's gonna go nuts. Frog, FWOG, was a VIP call. This is what Frog did over here on the left. We bought it here in the VIP when it was worth a penny. It went all the way up to 9 cents, and now it's even higher than that. Wrapped Dog is the exact same setup. So I have a big fat position on Wrapped Dog. So that'd be one that you should pick up. Yeah, definitely check out Wrapped Dog. Hopefully that gives some insight into my portfolio, Professor K. Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, I love you. I appreciate you. I'll see you guys next week. And as always, stay profitable out there. Here comes the moon, baby.